Yo, what's good? I'm sitting here watching YouTube and looking at some street photography stuff, and when I'm not shooting portraits, which feeds and funds my living and pays some bills, I do hit the streets and do some street and documentary work here in the city of El Paso, and it's just the way that I go out and keep my eye and reps with the camera fresh. But you would watch YouTube, man, and you would swear that us photographers, people that go out and do street photography, are some architects. Doctorates in algebra and geometry, and we just see lines and we shoot these imaginary lines out of our fucking eyes, and that's not the truth, man. That's not the truth. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm about to be that guy, that realist. Most of the shit that we shoot is coincidental, it's candid, it's split moment, it's fractions of a second decision, it's a bunch of missed shots, poor composition, poor lighting, poor exposure, poor focus, missed moments due to the fact that just the moment we saw before we can hit the shutter button is gone. And a lot of what we see posted and shared are the results of hours upon hours upon hours of editing and picking the right image to share. And in that comes, now you have to ask yourself, why do I like this image so much? Oh, all these complementary colors. Oh, look at the gesture over there of that lady, which she did this or they did that, and the leading lines of this and that. Yet that happened after you took the photo. Now, there are some times if you're slow and methodical and you're really milking a spot and a scene and all those things, yeah, you have time to compose and make that type of shit happen. But for us regular folks, we ain't doing that. And I'd be a damn lie and a damn fool to sit here and tell you that I believe half the shit that come out of some of these people's mouth on YouTube about what they see and saw. No, motherfucker. You just happened to be there in that moment. You took the frame because you liked it, and then you got home and saw things that you didn't see in the moment. So stop the cap, stop the lies. I think what happens is, man, you see someone on YouTube and you get entranced into their train of thought, and they romanticize you with all this philosophical. There is no fucking rule book to photography, man. There isn't. There's no rule book to most of what we do outside of a job or something like that, right? Like, the only rules you have as a photographer is if you are working with a client and they want certain things done, you are working an assignment for a magazine, publication, newspaper, and they tell you what they want, how they want it. Now you're constrained to rules. But when you're just doing shit for you, there's no fucking rules. And I watched a guy talk about noise, photographic noise in the images, right? Like, most of the time, if you are a digital photographer, you take a picture and it's too low light and your camera's struggling to feed the sensor information, you're gonna get noise. And the first thing that we do, because so many of you bullshit motherfuckers have almost trained us to think that if this ain't this and this ain't that, and the the line isn't cutting through a third, and with the most dominant eye and the composition of this, and the gaze has to be that, and we'll just go through and delete a bunch of photos that don't meet those metrics, and it's bullshit. And I watched the guy talk about noise, and he was like, my camera couldn't, no, his light in his studio just went out, but he was still able to capture images at like 50,000 ISO. But when he got the images in post and started looking at them, they were noisy, obviously. But the pictures were dope. Even with all that noise, when he went in and tried to denoise it, or when he went in and denoised it with the editing software, it just looked too soft, too AI looking, cartoony. So the image with all the noise was the dopest image of the bunch. But it's an image that 9 out of 10 photographers would not have chosen because of these fucking rules. Just go out and shoot. Stop making it seem like, and it's never the photographer that took the picture that breaks it down with all these lines and this and that, and these lines merging to make it seem like that's why they took the picture of everything merging to this character that's in the photo. Only people that do that shit is people that wants to dissect this legend of a photographer because they like this person's work. Trust and believe me, the person that took this photo was not thinking about all these lines when they, like, get out of here with this swirly composition, the rule of thirds, the Dutch angle and all this. Man, just fucking go shoot and stop convoluting this shit, making it seem like we are these mad ass scientists with a camera in our hand. We are just regular everyday people like you and everybody else, and we just get lucky. Street photography is luck. Documented photography, you're milking the scene a little bit because you're really trying to tell a story with your photos, but for the most part, street photography is luck. There's nobody that I feel like that's going out in the streets and their brain is operating the way we would, or YouTube or Instagram and all this shit would really make us feel that their brains are operating. They're not, man. They're just flat out not. And I think we get so caught up in this fantasy, and then we go out and we try to replicate what we just saw, and then next thing you know is a whole bunch of the same shit getting posted because no one wants to post an image that's not fucking perfect based on the rules that us photographers are boxing ourselves into, because there are no rules. And I'm 38 hot a little bit this morning, just frustrated, just looking at the algorithm and this and that. And I just sit here and I think, man, there's a bunch of bullshit that I'm sitting here watching, man. This dude ain't thinking about all these fucking lines that now this dude is drawn all over the screen showing how the eye leads you to here and this color makes you feel, man, shut the fuck up. It's a picture, it's a dope ass image. But don't lead my brain to tell me what to think about this image and what this other motherfucker that did it. The person that did it, have them sitting there with you and ask them, were you thinking about it? And I guarantee you the answers would be like, hell no, man, I just took the shot. At least I would. No, I just took the shot. I liked the moment. It happened. I didn't see half the shit you talking about in what stop. Stop. I'm just gonna keep it a buck, man. I think half of what we see on the internet is fake, bro. Half of what we see on the internet is fake. And I'm about to go back to stepping in my big boots, man. I shoot a style of street photography, documented photography that most people don't like. You know why? Because it's the truth. Most people don't like the truth. Most people love you to pat them on the back and give them information they want to hear, not the information they need to hear. And in my case, what they need to see. I live in El Paso, Texas. I am, as a black person, I am 3%, last I checked. African Americans make up 3% of the population here in El Paso. And then I'm even a fraction of that when you talk about the amount of us that are out shooting street photography, documentary photography here in El Paso. It's difficult, man. Simply because I don't fit in. So it's hard for me to just shoot the candid shit that I really want, because as soon as I step onto the scene, it's a wrap. And I'm almost tempted to say I'm probably the only one. I've gone to a few meetups and there ain't nobody but look like me that show up. So I'm 3% capturing the less than 1% of the population that live out in the streets, really living life, and I'm putting it in your face and you don't like it. I don't know I can't really speak to that. You ain't gotta like it, but it's the truth. You can help change it. You know what I mean? And I feel like I hope that me putting it in your face strikes some type of nerve of compassion and empathy, sympathy, to go out and do something. To the driving past the next time you see it, toss them $1 that y'all want me to toss them every time, people dropping my comments. And because of some of that negative energy and it made me start going back and regurgitating and feeling like maybe I am wrong for going out and shooting these type of situations, the drug addicts, the homeless, the displaced, the people that's hard on that life is really life in them. Most of the people that's on the internet complaining about life, motherfucker, you got internet. You got Wi-Fi to even complain about life. The people that's really lifing don't have access to that. Think about that when you posting some bullshit. You have access to the internet to complain to other people with the internet that your life ain't shit, or you're going through a hard time with the internet, with food, with shelter, with a car, insurance, job. You know what I mean? Stop. So the people I'm taking pictures of don't have that. They don't have an opportunity to get on the internet and tell you how bad their life is. And I feel like that's my job. To take a picture, and that picture strikes an emotion with you, to make you, one, feel like maybe your life ain't that bad. Two, maybe the next time, instead of rolling my window up and locking my door when I drive past such and such situation, that same Happy Meal in the back seat that your kid is bitching about, saying they don't want it, instead of forcing them to eat it, roll the window down and make them give it away to a person on the corner. Make them learn to appreciate what they're complaining about in the back seat of a car with AC, heat. This world is in a bad place, man. And I just feel like me as a streetwalker, man, I just want to put it in your face, that's all. And it's for me too. It's therapy for me too. As I sit around and I live in a very nice house. My mom lives with me. I've been able to do some things in my life to provide that. I don't feel like I should have the notion to complain about shit either, man. This world is in a weird space right now, and it's not getting any better. And it's top fed. It's top fed. And that's about as political as I'll get. But I just wanted to come on here and tell y'all that half of what we see on the internet about street and documentary photography is bullshit. And I need to get back to my roots. And based on comments and feedback that I get, you know, it made me start feeling a certain type of way, and it got me out of the streets doing what I was doing. And I tell you what, I'm going back. I'm going back because I look at my catalog now, it's filled with a bunch of bullshit that I see all the time. It's the same old happy, joy. This is the culture of El Paso. No, okay, there's too many of y'all doing that already. How about we show that less than 1% that's not doing so well? So I'm back. Like it or love it, but I love you. Peace.